Hello, hello, and welcome back to Jody Lewis Creations. In today's video, we are continuing our work on the Infirmary tale. And I am still calling it that because I haven't gotten to a point where I can name it something else. So as we proceed through this, I'm really hoping that something else will come to mind. I forgot, I need to hammer these down. I gotta get my toolbox out. But I wanted to show you, I added this dangle yesterday. So I've got a crow, a key, and a cross. On here, I just thought the key represents her being locked up, and then the crow, the deaths of the 6 people, and then the cross just to, you know, for their memorial. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try that word. I hope everybody's doing well. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I really appreciate it. This is Saturday, February 1st. Oops, avalanche. Today's Saturday, February 1st, and it is already early afternoon, and it's the first opportunity I have had to film today. Real life is totally in my way. Anyway, I have some things that I could say, but I won't. Anyway, okay, so moving on along. So yesterday, I did this again. When I did part 3, I kept saying tomorrow, 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 which incidentally it is tomorrow, but anyway. In the last video, episode 3, or Infirmary Tale 3, we talked about Ms. Hulda Morrison and the series of events that happened after she set fire to the infirmary, right? So now we are like, okay, 60 residents escaped the inferno. Where did those 60 residents go? They had to go somewhere. The infirmary is ashes, rubble at this point. So where did they go? What happened? Well, according to history, the residents in the community pulled those 60 people into their homes. And apparently some homes took in more than one infirmary resident, and some just took one. So I think that's really interesting, and really speaks to the level of community back then, because I mean, really, if you think about it, the people who would have been residents in the infirmary, they were there for a reason, right? So all we know is that the community took them in. Okay. I couldn't find anything else about that. The truth of the matter is I couldn't find any more information. I have not gone to the library. And when this airs, I actually won't even be here. So hopefully, maybe when I get back from my trip, I'll be able to go spend some time in the library. I had really wanted to, but because we had gotten so ill, there was no way I was going to walk my little happy behind over to the library and try to find more information. Some of the information I did get from the library. I think it was the library website. I don't know. I pulled information from a couple of different local history places. So anyway, we're just going with it. We're just having fun with the story, and we're going to go with it. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing well today. Again, this is Saturday, February 1st, and there's a big yellow thing in the sky, you guys. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure. It's kind of freaky. The sky is blue, and there's a big yellow thing in the sky. What is it? Yes, I'm crazy today. Okay, so this to me indicates like, excuse me, somebody had to keep track of where those 60 residents went. So where did they go? How do we keep track of them? How do we make sure we know where they all are? Because in reality, the likelihood that some of these people were perhaps a little dangerous is probably a high likelihood. I mean, Ms. Morrison set the place on fire, so that's not a little calm, quiet, meek person, right? And so I'm sure that there is more to it with some of these other residents. What I want to do is I am going to heat emboss the shiny bits of our quill. Is that a quill? A pen? Whatever that is. Our magnifying glass, our little bulldog clip. And then I think I want to maybe put a couple of slits in these files and slide these in here. So like they're things that are sticking out of those files. So I'm going to get the heat embossing done. get some slits made, but I have to reinforce this entire area. So what I think I'm going to do is, do I have a pencil on my table? Of course I do not have a pencil on my table. What I want to do, I really like having this microphone and I can walk away and still talk to you guys. Like, how fun is that? I'm holding this up to the light and I'm just taking my pencil and just kind of roughly making an area. I know I need to reinforce this area. So rather than trying to do like a bunch of different little slit marks in it, I want to make sure I'm just getting glue all in that area. And now it's going to have to dry, which is completely fine because again, I know I'm going to heat emboss. So this can be drying while I'm heat embossing, right? Make sure I'm all the way over. And then I'm just going to take my glue book paper and I'm just going to put that on there and let that dry. Now, once that's dry, I can peel up what is not glued down on there, but that book page is going to stabilize our... Did I do it right? Oh my gosh, here I am second guessing myself today. Big surprise. If you knew where I was mentally, you would understand why I'm second guessing at myself. Okay, heat emboss, and I think I've got some. I'm going to see what I have that I might be able to... No, stick with clear. Because I want those details from Tracie's kit to come through. They're really, really pretty. And I don't want to cover those if I used a different kind of embossing thing. I'm wondering about like Lost Shadow embossing glaze. What would that do? I don't know. We're going to find out. Oh my gosh. I have a total newfound love for these glazes. I didn't realize how much I needed them in my life. And I only have a few colors. So I need more distress glaze in my life. You can see through that. It's so awesome. Love it. Which in the full deck challenge video 6, that video is when I don't want to give any spoiler alerts, but I've already filmed it obviously because I'm talking about it. The epiphany I had in that video, and oh my gosh, I just was like, I didn't understand. I have not understood this medium, and I definitely want to get some more in my creative stash. And I know that I've been doing very well with the no spend thing, and it is into February, and I'm very proud of myself. I'm very proud of Mark. We've both been doing very well. Like, well, of course, being sick for 2 weeks helps with like the not eating out thing, but like we're doing really well. I've only gone in Michael's one time because I had a $5 reward and I used it. In my opinion, I used it very wisely, and I added a product to my shelf that I did not have, and it has a purpose. And so I'm really happy like with that decision. But oh man, I need some of these glazes for real. I guess I didn't understand them. Now I do. Okay, so I have these already cut out. It looks like I've already inked around the edges of them. I have not backed them, so the question becomes, do I back them? But I do need to cut some holes in here. Not holes, just some slits. I just want to put a few slits in there for, where is my cork back ruler? Okay. And my craft knife here, and I need a mat. This is not the mat that I want. Where's my other mat? I've got to find some stuff. I rearranged and can't find everything that I moved over here. Anyway, I don't know how many of these I want to actually open up. So what I'm going to do is just lay my ruler. I'll do this one, and then I have to figure out how many of these I actually want to open up. And it's my cork backed ruler so that it will not slide, or should not slide. And I'm just going to put a slit in here. And I probably need to cut a little sliver out of that to allow more room for something to go through there. Helps if I cut all the way through. So I'm going to have to, now I'm going to have to finagle that because I know I won't get that line back up right. So I'm going to fuss with this, get myself a little slit cut at the top of this. Well, that's about as straight as not. It's a squiggle line. There we go. Okay. Hello, my finger says hello. And so that allows room for these to get tucked in there. Obviously, that's not going to fit. Maybe we go this way with it. Nope, just got to open it up some more, which is fine. Not a big deal. I knew better than to lift that ruler up before I made sure that was open. That is not very neat and tidy, Jody. So because I made a mess of that, I am going to put another slit in there. You don't have to. It's just going to drive me crazy that that's not a clean line. Because I'm crazy today. Okay. Totally crazy today. Okay, oh, I like that. That's going to show up better anyway. Or make it more of a pocket anyway. And like, I could have used my small hole punch on each side of that and put like little round holes. Obviously, that's what a hole punch does, Jody. Put little round dots in there and then cut side to side in between that dot. And that would have made it also cleaner as well. So there's a lot of ways you can do this. This is just how I am doing it because I made a mistake. Mistakes happen. It's okay. They're just opportunities to look at the situation and overcome. Oh, I kind of like that because he's kind of like, there's something more there. I think I'm going to have to cut it a little bit more just so this edge can go down in there. But see, when it's on our page, that can just slide down in there. Okay, you guys, in this segment, I am learning how to do a voiceover by necessity. I'm learning about this microphone, and if I leave it sitting for too long, it will stop, it'll disconnect. So here I'm talking about the rusty staples from the tiny attacher. I did some handwritten, just kind of some scribble there. And I made a mistake with the Handle with Care stamp, so I covered that with reward on the guy in the middle there. This is a stamp I had received for Christmas. It is School Desk CMS 057 from Stampers Anonymous. I had not used this stamp before out of this set, and it's like a ledger. It's got the month of, received and recorded day of, and I thought it was appropriate for trying to keep track of our displaced residents. There on the left, you can see I'm pointing at those eyelets, and I was thinking I was going to leave those, or I did choose to leave those exposed in case I want to add another dangle or something to that page. And you can see here I'm pointing and I'm getting my glue where those slits are. I am talking about needing to make sure that I do not glue my slit shut so that my ephemera will still slide into those two little slits. And I had been thinking, oh, Jody, you have to remember to put glue on that middle strip between the two slits. Luckily, my senses returned and I realized if I glued that down, I was not going to get anything put in that top pocket. It would have closed up the top pocket. So anyway, I'm getting that glued down and trying to get it burnished. I have to get it burnished really well. I want to make sure everything stays down, get it all squished around. You know how it is when you're burnishing your glue, right? This is very awkward, so please show me some grace with this voiceover. I have obviously never done it before. I still don't know exactly where the button is in my editing software. I did it, put it in the help search engine and it popped up. So hopefully I'll be able to find it again. Voiceover is very awkward, I will tell you that. I don't know how people do it all the time, but I suppose it probably gets easier with time. Here I am using my Distress ink in Scorched Timber. I am priming the stamp as it is a new stamp, so I inked it, put it on some book page, then I'm making fun of myself because I can't even really see it through the book page print itself. So another inking with the Scorched Timber. This is a scrap of my 32-pound coffee dyed paper that I had cut off of the make from Infirmary 3. So just trying to use that scrap and get a good impression from the stamp. I'm really pleased with it. I think it came out very nice. And I'm saying that I should stamp quite a few of those and just have them in my stash. They're a neutral pattern and I really like it a lot, like a little ledger, and I think it would be very useful in a multitude of projects. So I know I had set the page aside. I was letting the glue dry. I'm inking around the edges. I have no idea what I was saying. It's very difficult to watch this back and try to remember what I said in that segment. It's actually a 7-minute segment. Obviously, I sped it up because you don't want to hear me fumbling with a voiceover for 7 minutes. Now, back to the regularly filmed project. I have to be mindful that this microphone shuts itself off when I haven't used it for a few minutes. This happened to me in one of the videos I was filming yesterday as well. So I have to remember to check the indicator light. Is it connected or not? Because I was all blabbing about my story and I realized there was no sound. And then I don't know how to do a voiceover. So how am I going to fix that? Technical issues, I'm telling you guys. Anyway, so this is our page. We have our residents. So there were the 60 residents that escaped the inferno, and they, like I said, were taken into homes in the community. So we have this guy, these guys. I love my rusty staples. I'm super happy with those. And we have our tucks here with our little bits here. Now, I realize this little face peeking out is the same face that's on this page. And it's all fine. It's fine because we are introducing another star character in our story, okay? So one of the 60 residents is Mr. William Whitney, who we talked about a little bit already in this book, and I told you that he is the character that inspired this whole crazy train of Jody trying to write a story, okay? Total crazy train. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Okay. Now, what was I blabbing about when my mic was not even on? Okay. So what we do know about Mr. And actually, this is good because you guys would have laughed at the segment that had no sound because I'm all started to tell you something and I'm like, it has no context because I hadn't told you that at all yet. Okay. So we know that the infirmary opened for business in 1842. Okay. One of the residents who would have been one of the initial residents is Mr. William Whitney. And at the time of his introduction to the infirmary or being placed in the infirmary, he would have been approximately 6 years old based on the historical records that I found. So he was under the care of a family member. It's really hard. I have to stop working so I can focus on what I'm saying. So please bear with me here. He was under the care of a family member, I believe is what it was, because the history says that the family member passed away, and then that's how he came to be at the infirmary. He had to have care. He was incapable of caring for himself. The records indicated that he had an enfeebled mind, and there are other terms that are like on the census that describe him, and this is the actual word that is on the census refers to him as idiotic or possibly idiotic. And of course, in current times, the time we are living in, you're like, whoa, that's a harsh word. But think about it in terms of this is 1848 up into the 1850s, and the knowledge base of the issues then is nothing like what we have now. So that is not a word I am using. That is the actual historic word that is in the census reports in regards to William. So I just want to give that caveat. So don't be like, Jody, that was really mean and you can't say that word. Well, I said it because it's fact. It is what is in the census. So anyway, so he would have been approximately 6 years old when he came to live in the infirmary. Now, having said that, that also means that with the fire in 1858, William was displaced as well. So where did he go? That is something that's actually not known. I don't have that information to be fact-based and historical. So here comes the creative side, right? The creativity, the made up, the imagination, yada, yada, yada. So here we go. So you figure He was 6 years old in 1842. Excuse me. It's now 16 years later. So 6 and 16 is 22. So he's approximately 22 years old. I'll say 21 or 22, depending on when his birthday fell in the year, because the fire happened on February 2nd. So there's that. All right, so I want to embellish this page a little bit. I want to make some kind of like a label for him, because he is a new character in our story, and he is one that was displaced. So I want to get him introduced, and I love him. I love him. I'm so inspired by him. He's the whole reason I'm on this creative crazy train, and so bear with me. I hope that the telling of this story isn't as choppy as it is in my head. But again, sometimes when I'm trying to create and talk at the same time, it's really hard. Ooh, where were all of those super cool frames? What kit was that? Creep on June. Do I have any of those frames in the Creep on June bag? Let's just set him aside for a second. So yeah, I just find the history of this really interesting, and his story and what inspired me to go on this crazy train about him is really fun. And I don't have any facts to support anything, so I'm just making it up because I feel like he was a very intriguing person and interesting person, and I really wanted to kind of bring light to what we do know about him. So that's going to start unfolding here over the course of the next couple of videos. This isn't going to be a super long series by any means. It's just kind of choppy right now. I'm in the beginning, and truly I'm just making it up as I go along. I was hoping to find some frames. I don't think I used all of those frames when I did Creep on June. So let me dig through. Ooh, that looks like a gravestone. I need that. Oh, here's a frame. Look. Ask and you shall find. Which is super funny because when I was looking for the pipe in magazines for Hulda, I was griping in a chat with my girlfriends. Like, why can't I find a pipe? I looked in so many different vintage magazines. I could not find a pipe. Oh, yeah. I like it. Boom. I couldn't find a pipe. And I said complain. I didn't say complain. Complain is not the word that I used. But I said, complain enough and you shall find. Because 2 dictionaries and no pipes. I don't even know how many magazines I dug through. I think it was in the 2 dictionaries, and 3 magazines later, I found an image of the pipe that I wanted. And then Mark saw, Jody, people don't have pipes like that in their mouth. I'm like, you shush about my pipe. That's how she's holding it, because she's got some tube going on. Yeah, I did it. So I'm going to smoke my pipe. Leave me alone. Oh, it reminds me of a story of, I don't know how many great-grandmothers she is ago. Actually, it might be about in this time frame, down in Kentucky. And she was walking down the street. Of course, would have been dirt roads back then. I think she had potatoes in her apron. She'd been picking potatoes or something. And the guy that was in the prison down there was hollering at her. Show me what's in your apron. Show me what's in your apron. She goes, oh, you want to see what I got in my apron? She pulls out her pistol and shoots the jail. So maybe Grandma Izzy needed to be in this infirmary too. But she got tired of that guy, the inmate, asking her what was in her apron, so she shot the jail. Oh my gosh, that's really funny. Okay, maybe not everybody thinks it's as funny as I do, but I think it's hysterical. I want to add some interest to this, so I think I'm going to use a little bit more of this Lost Shadow. I'm just really liking that you can see all of this under. I could do clear, but I don't want that clear. I think I want to just do the, yeah. Okay, so I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that popped in my head. I shared that with you. Oh well, Jody is a crazy train today. Just know that. Oh, crazy. It is still Saturday. I feel like I have a hard line there. Yeah, my uncle used to tell me I reminded him of her, and I was like, whoa, 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 wait, Is she crazy? And I remind you of her? He goes, no, you look like her. And I was like, okay. And he goes, well, sometimes you're crazy. And I was like, well, stop messing with me. I'll quit being crazy. Because he loved to pick on me all the time. Like, it was one of his favorite pastimes was to pick on me. So I'm like, well, if you didn't pick on me all the time, I wouldn't be so crazy. But anyway, my uncle and I had a good relationship. So anyway. All right. So I'm going to get this heat embossed and see what happens. Okay, so I think that not a whole lot else is going to happen in this video because I think that I'm going to get into a sticky situation as far as, oh my gosh, I love this. I love it. It's rough and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I should have embossed him and left the frame dull, but I'm backwards. It's cool. I'm just backwards today. It's totally fine. And I want to back this on something. Can I back it on that? Will it fit? Of course not. I want to back it on something. I'm going to tuck it in that pocket. And I want to just have it on something here. I'm just trying to use up some of these scraps. And I'm just going to use this Creep on June envelope. Because I like the neutral. And I want to catch this like on the edge of the frame on the back. Because that's just going to add like a decorative border. I think it'll be really pretty. And I'll get that cut out. I'm going to put another slit in this page. I'm going to try to get it so it looks like this is a little torn here. I think, oh, did I stabilize it down far enough? It'll be fine. Just to give it a little bit of interest. And then I'm trying to decide if I want to put anything else in the slits on this page. I don't think that I do. I have to make that determination before I glue this all the way down, obviously, because I don't want to have a big, I don't want to decide after the fact and then I'm like, oh no, I wanted to do more with that and now it's glued down and I can't. So of course this has to dry before I'm able to cut it out. And we still have like this part of the piece that we can use on something, but I just thought that would be a really pretty piece to have on the back side of our frame. And it would be journaling space if you know, if it needs journaled on. I don't know. And just know that I haven't said this in a really long time, and maybe you're new to my channel. I do accept commissions for work, so you are always able to email me if you're looking for a specific journal or something. I accept commissions, and my work is pretty much always for sale. You will know if it's not. And typically that would be something like my Christmas in July, the altered book that I did. That was something that was for me. And then the December daily this year was not for sale because that was very personal to me to do that. But something like this certainly is something that could be for sale. I am just really loving the story and everything. But if it's something you're interested, definitely let me know. And then again, if you need a journal or you want to commission me for a journal, absolutely reach out. I'm more than happy to do so. So you can look back. I did Dumbo earlier this year. That was a commissioned work. And I did Pokey Little Puppy a couple years ago for the same woman. Those were 2 journals that she had done for her children. And so anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. I think I need to be more clear that I do accept commissions and really enjoy doing them, because it's also a creative push for me when somebody's like, hey, I want you to make something in this theme. And I'm like, whoa, that's not something I would have thought to do, or not how I would have thought to use. See, that makes such a cool bit on the back of the frame. Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there because I don't say things like that enough. I don't promote myself enough. And I'd like to get a few new supplies, see, so if I can get something sold, then that means I can buy something, right? Like more distress glaze, because now I'm obsessed with it and I want some more. Yeah. Anyway, so there's that. Okay, so I'm going to end this video here. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with me. And again, I know you have so many options, and hopefully you're enjoying this crazy train that I'm on right now. I am really nervous about doing it. I'm very nervous about sharing it. I don't have the story completely done in my head. Maybe you haven't heard that before in the past. I don't have it completely done in my head, and I'm really hoping that as I work on it, that it will say, okay, this is where we're going. You know what I mean? So anyway, okay, I will see you guys in the next video. Kind comments, like, share, and subscribe, please. Thank you very much. Bye.